Hey guys, what's going on? Fun by Pawn here, and welcome back to another series, I guess, because I haven't played this yet. Welcome to Magicraft. For those of you who do not know this game, you are missing out. But for those of you who know, be prepared for a lot of flashing lights, as... Yeah, this is going to be a wacky sort of game that I've picked up. I've been playing this in my free time for quite a while now, and I must admit, it's really fun. As it is really difficult, but we'll have to see how things end up. I know what I'm basically doing to a degree, but we're going to be starting anew. We're going to have a new, fresh playthrough here, and we'll see how things go. As for the format on how I'm going to be posting videos on Magicraft, I will be posting one run at a time, but if you want to watch all the runs collectively, I will create a stream for basically a cluster of runs, and we'll just go for like 3 or 4 runs, give or take. And I'll just stop and start recording as necessary. But I digress. Without further ado, and the exclamations done, let's get into things and see what happens. As you can probably imagine, I've spent quite a bit of time on my own handling the game. I've got 35 hours in this, and I still haven't completed the game yet. Well, I have completed the game, and I've effectively reached Nightmare 3 end difficulty and all that jazz, so I know what I'm doing. It's just, yeah, I haven't completed the game fully yet. But we're going to start on the first game. We're not going to skip the story, just for everybody else's sake, so you guys understand what's going on. But yeah, let's go have some fun. Boss is about to unleash the ultimate move. Everyone get ready. Tank, keep aggro. Mage, it's all up to you now. Hold on tight. Shush, don't distract me. We did it! How about giving me some credit, huh? That was amazing. Are you headed to the dungeon next, Mage? Of course, the night is young. I'll take a bathroom break real quick. These are so powerful. I wish I were a mage. What the fuck? What in the world is this place? A walking stick. Whoa! What in the world has happened? I saw a flurry of white stuff rushing towards me. It has been a century, and finally, the hero arrives. Ugh. Why do I hear voices inside me? You're the hero. You seem so feeble, so helpless. And there's not a hint of magic about you. Hey, wait a sec. Who are you? And why are you inside me? My identity does not matter. What matters is you, my friend. You're the chosen hero. Chosen? Does that mean I'm the main character? Go get a harem? Harem? What is that? Oh, never mind. Just, forget it. If I'm the main character, then I demand that you send me back home. I still have dungeons to conquer. Hero, you're now in a world invaded by ancient gods, where even the fabric of time and space is disrupted. That might even be why you're here. Going back to your world won't be easy. If you can defeat the ancient god, perhaps you can find a way back. Is it true that the protagonist is to defeat the devil? Since I'm the main character, what's there to worry about? Lead the way. Alright. Let us begin our first ever run. You saw that? Just pulled out the wand. It's just a legend. The mentor once said, I won't believe in any hero nonsense unless he actually comes back alive. Alright. It has been a while since I've played this, but yeah, we're gonna have some fun. It is common practice to break the leaves, so if you see me doing that often, that is just normal for seeing if we get extra loot. I don't think you do get anything substantial with the tutorial, but yeah. To summarize, left click is casting spells, using a potion is right click. So yeah, it's not really that hard to understand. Alright, there we go. Tap to open inventory. You can put affixes on your spells, and you can cause it to do special effects, like poison in this case. So if you got a lot of casting, there you go. This used to be a mage's garden for meditation. Now it's just ruins and these crazed monsters. I hope I don't lose my mind. The crystals dropped by those monsters can be quite useful. Collecting them might enhance your feeble mana. Sounds a bit odd. But it is it is basically upgrade material that will help us in the future. I don't think there's anything here, so let's just keep going. No reason to stand on ceremony. Rebound. This will allow us to rebound against certain areas here, and allow us to target them. Well done. You're learning quite fast. Remember, spell boosts usually go on the left of the spell projectile, so the boost can take effect. To basically summarize, the spell is what comes first, and then prefixes like spell boost, which is what I call the effects. Any effect that you want to apply to a certain ability, i.e. Magic Bullet, for example, should go on the leftmost side. So this is how I'm getting poison in there, and also how I'm getting the bounce for the spell. Now we've got ourselves some health, so we should be good to go. Of course, the game is not going to let us off easy, so we got to be very careful with the enemies here and there. But we should be fine. Now, it may seem insubstantial at first, but this is going to get ridiculous really quickly, so you'll understand why. Sure, this world's crawling with monsters, but there are still relics left by past adventurers. See that shiny thing up ahead? It may give you a nice boost. Check it out. Fingers crossed for an SSR. For our troubles, we get 3 choices. We can either gain temporary shield upon killing 3 enemies, deal 16 damage per second to enemies within 3 meters, or we can increase our relic options. For us, I am going to go with relic option increase. This will just help us in the long term, for when we do get to a certain area. Whether we get to that now or not, I'm not sure, but we'll see. We'll see how far we go. Alrighty. The advantage of having such a useful tool allows us to just send these orbs quite literally all the way without too much hassle. There we go. And we get 2 spells that we can actually benefit from. Oh, hello. Now, what I usually do, as opposed to reliably using 3 of these, I normally just mix it up with things like Chain Lightning to get creative. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to apply these in play. And what that's going to do is that's going to make 3 bursts when this spell completes. I don't really like Rebound, so I'm not going to be using that. So I guess we'll just stick with 2 here. Although Rebound is probably going to help me bounce splits even more, so actually we're going to leave that alone and just stick with Chain Lightning here. That's probably going to be better for us. What I normally do is I ignore shops this early on because we can't really access them. We don't have the money, put simply. So it's better that we just ignore it for now. Now, those butterflies are dangerous. You want to avoid them if you can. They will hone in on your position and try and take you out. But if you're willing to get up close and personal, there you go. You're going to be fine. We'll take these. And this is actually going to be better for us. So we're going to actually take the Serpent here at this point. And we're actually going to stick with Rebound here, because this is actually going to help a little bit more. Well, actually, Rebound won't matter here, so... yeah, the Serpents will basically trail as long as they can. But if we keep them around, they will start chaining. And do some wacky things like that. I have a choice between a Relic and Health. Ideally, we want more health early on, so getting that sorted early is probably for the best. We don't really have the mana to cast it, though. I guess two of these magic bullets are going to be better than the alternative. At least until we get more ways to increase our mana values, at least. We'll take that, though. We are going to need more spells, but I think coins in this case is actually going to be better for us. Alright. But yeah, no, these orbs are actually better for us, so we're going to get some significant damage by doing it this way. But this is how a standard run usually operates. You basically get a whole bunch of coins, you get a whole bunch of stuff, and you build up your strength. Watch out. Seems like there's an unfriendly character up there. It has to be an SSR this time. SSR? What is with these obsession over SSR? What is it? It's those super special rare cards in games. When you play mobile games. The silence speaks for itself. There we go. And for our troubles, we get a different wand that we can use. As for us... This would give us a 70% amount of final damage, which isn't really that great. But the cast interval is reduced by 16, and we got regen of 10. I think we want the Trident. Well... The only difference between the two is that this has more slots that you can utilize, so this does have its advantages. But I think we want the Trident here. Not necessarily because it is a good choice, but it's because it has well, not because it has a lot of slots, but it's because it's reliable and small. This will just make our attacks even better. So what we do here is we double down, have the split, and I guess we want Chain Lightning as opposed to Poison. Yes, it is cheaper, but it does get the job done, which is what we need. Plus the regen is pretty nice. If we could, I would have had a bigger cast amount, but we can't really rely on that, so... I guess the other one would have been better, but whatever. Having the ability to summon 2 orbs is still good. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been spoiled for choice. Later on in the game, it gets way easier to handle these choices, but yeah. We're gonna want to gain... I guess we'll go with Tree and Shoulder Pads here. It's not the best choice, but it could be worse, to be fair. But as you can see, this starts to clear up places really fast the more you apply. We don't really need spell slots, we're just good as is. I guess what we can do, however, is do this instead. That's gonna do a lot more, I would wager. Although, I do not like the split coming in, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to do Multi-Shot, Venom Crystal, and Chain Lightning here. That's probably going to be best. There we go. But as you can see, things get really easy the more you do here, so that's nice. We could have spells penetrate walls, we could have movement speed up, we can expand the radius of spells and relics by 20. I do want to consider the Seed of Greed, however. This is going to give us an insane HP boost, as long as we can get the HP for it. Early on, this is a great thing to get, so you should definitely consider it if you're looking to get a extra bit of health amid your choices. I could have gone with the penetration, but we actually get that from the snakes here, or the serpents as they're called, so there is no need to go overboard. And we'll go in here. We are given 2 curses, the Vanished Curse and the Shackles Curse. This randomly removes a relic, the curse disappears afterward, or we get locked by a chain ball. This also gives us the Invisible Wings and the Endless Chest perk, which I'm going to grab both. Ah! Well, there goes the wings, I guess. Ah, well. So yeah, no, I guess I just get the chest. The other one doesn't give it to me, so whatever. Okay, there we go. Get some more stuff. Ooh, we've actually gotten laser. That's going to be a fun one. So, lasers. This is the cheapest, but you can do some seriously fun stuff here. And in fact, this is probably going to be way better if I get rid of the electricity here and do this. There we go. Yeah, no, we're going to get a lot of value out of this one, so we're going to do that. It's at least way cheaper than the alternative, so... And it bounces everywhere, so we're good. Alrighty. Ow. Got poisoned. Can't be helped though. That's fine. Alright. We've got a restore NP upon death. Enemy death, rather. We've got crit rates. We've got avoidance and the windlessing air. Early on, I personally prefer... it depends on how aggressive I'm playing the game. Due to it being the early game, I do want to go with the 4-leaf clover. This is just going to be a more defensive choice for me, and it will help us in the long run. So that is why I'm taking a more defensive approach. And we've gotten a Awakening Potion, which doubles the NP regen of our spells. Unless we get something better, I am probably going to stick with that for the final boss of this area, but we'll have to see how things go. There we go. Alright, we've got a relic and a magic room. We're just going to go straight to the relic. We have way too many spells. If there was a forge, I would definitely go with that option, but we'll explain forges when we go there, so no need to worry right now. Alrighty, easy enough. Okay, we've got a choice between NP regen, max MP, movement speed, or 5 HP upon entering a door. I'm going to go with the MP regen because we seem to be running out quite a bit, so there's that. I could go into the processing area, but I think I'm just going to go for more relics. The more relics we have, the better, and it'll just help us in the long term if we go that route. Oh. Sadly, I don't have any more keys, so I can't continue the chest opening spree or the area opening. So I can't really access those areas nor open chests, which is a bit of a bummer, but it can't be helped. As for what we go next, I think we're going to go with the Dusty Treasure. And that's going to give us relic options +2. Basically, what the Dusty Treasure chest does, it gives you a relic that can level up, and it upgrades it if it can be. This would have been given the choice between both the Fortunate Earrings, 4-leaf clover, and Merlin's Robe, I believe. So either of those could have leveled up, and it would have been good. The extra relic choices do not really matter that much anymore, I don't think. Not for this run anyways, but it is a good start to get everything off the, and out in the open. Anyways, once I regen my mana, we will begin. I will drink this potion, and we will go and engage the enemy. Let's do this. Okay, this guy isn't that bad. Yeah, so what he does is he usually circles around, causes a whole bunch of poison to spritz out, but he's not that bad to deal with. There is a few other ways he attacks, but nothing we can't handle. Ow, okay, well, that... okay. So, yeah, no, we won't be able to get the special room this time around, unfortunately. I was not careful enough, but we did manage to get some rewards at least, so can't be all that bad. But what we do get is some interesting items here. We can either get the Restless Heart or the Wand of Convergence, or Wand of Convergence. Spells cast by this wand produce reversed recoil. I do not like the idea of using that, so we're just going to go with the Wand of Convergence, which is slightly better. It gives us simultaneous casting too. It makes the NP cost of the spells reduced by 30%, and the crit rate is reduced. So we won't crit as much, but we will still be able to do some crazy things. So if I do this... Yeah, you can see we're starting to get within some sort of crazy territory. So with that, we should be good to continue. Alright, to the Eternal Fortress we go. Now, I will say, normal runs of these nature usually take like an hour, give or take. It depends, but they're all fun and all chaotic. You're quite a trooper making it through the forest. Hope you find it just as easy here. Where are we? The place looks like a fortress. Yup. It was humanity's last stand against the ancient god. It stood strong for decades against the onslaught of monsters, and it named the Eternal Fortress. But with the dwindling supplies, the monsters eventually overtook it, and they're still lingering around. What a waste. They don't even know how to use pillows. Alrighty. Let's just continue on with the relics, as that is going to be the core of our strength for a while. Well, at the very least, the amount of damage we're doing is fine. We're actually doing really well, surprisingly. But yes, we can now use another Dusty Treasure, or we can select another thing entirely different. I'm going to go with Dusty Treasure again. This is going to give us a boost to our Treant's Shoulder Guard, which was an option. I just preferred to get more of an option between the 4-leaf clover and Merlin's robe. So, yeah. We've got 49 coins. I think this is high time that we go actually to the process, because we don't really need the coins right now. Alrighty. So here's what we're going to do. Let's see. Do we need anything merged? I guess we can merge to get the magic bullet. But we're going to be using the magic bullet and converting it into something else. Overscatter would be a decent choice, but I'm not sure whether it's the best choice. I mean, it would do this, which in of its own right is hilarious to think about. But in order for us to sustain that level of damage, we're going to need something else, so... Frost would be a good idea, but I'm not going to keep it. Accelerator is pointless because lasers are immediate. Precise Shot would help us, though. This will increase our crit rate and reduce the scatter that we suffer, which in of its own right is decent. But we should probably decide whether we're going to keep Chain Lightning or Venom Crystal. I'm probably going to ditch the Chain Lightning. Forced Cooldown, not as useful. Slime Crystal, nope. But Orbit's decent, I suppose. For reference, this is what Orbit does. So it's not that bad, but it could be better. For our purposes, this is just enough that we can actually handle, so... Once we get more spells, I will probably go into the blacksmith again, just to get something else. But getting that nuclear option here, really fun. There we go. The only limiting factor now is how much I can cast in a turn. But with that burst, that's enough to clear rooms with relative ease. And you can start understanding why it's going to get stupid really quickly. Hey, that's pretty good. Alright, let's see. What do we go with? Prospector gloves, healing belts, shoulder guard, potion strip, or cloud piercer. Cloud piercer would prevent us from spreading our spells across certain areas, so we won't bounce as much. However, at the same time, if we hit an enemy, it would split. I don't think the cloud piercer is the right choice in this case. We do want the spell to bounce across walls. So we're actually going to forego Cloud Piercer. And we're actually going to go for Prospector Gloves. It may seem like an odd choice at first, but you'll understand soon enough why it is something I would choose over the alternative. We're going to go for coins this time. No need to alter things. There we go. Yes, the cash is a nice addition when using the Prospector Gloves, but there is a bigger reason why I got it. You'll understand once we get the relic for it, I'm sure. There we go. Kind of surprised I managed to survive that. We got no keys, so unfortunately I can't really make benefit of that. Fuse is a nice addition if you have a means to cast something special, but for our build, that is not necessary. So we're just going to keep going into the spell slot here. We don't really need to go to the shop anytime soon. We're going to hold off on the shop for a while until I am certain we need to go to the shop. But for now, we don't need to. Alright, now we've actually gotten something interesting. The Magical Reservoir is a passive spell perk. Normally, it doesn't really do much, but for our cases, it's actually going to really help us a lot. We're going to put this here. And what it's going to do, effectively, is it's going to increase our mana by 40%. So without it, we've got 100. With it, we're given an extra 40 mana to work with. This just means we can cast for a little longer. It's a small benefit, but it is a benefit all the same that you want to take. So, that's what we're going with. Okay, recover my mana. And because of how many times we're hitting, actually, our lasers are technically doing more damage than they're letting on. Or at the very least, the poison is carrying us for quite a bit. We are given the multi-shot perk, and we can choose that between splits, I suppose, which would give us a cast of an additional time, so this would go really hard. Alternatively, we keep with our build and just deal with it. For us, though, I think it's in our best interest to get some more HP boost, so that is what I'm going to do. There we go. Just wait until my mana regenerates. Oh, this guy's going to be a very dangerous foe. Yep. Yeah, so there are certain enemies that are more difficult than others, if it wasn't already obvious. I know for a fact that we're going to have issues here and there, but we'll just do our best. I would normally get chests, but we only have one key, so I'm going to save it for a special room, preferably. Okay. Okay. Took a bit, but we managed to do it in the end. There we go. And we've got 5 choices here. We can, upon killing an enemy, gain HP. We can kill an enemy and gain a 28% chance to summon a tracking soul. We can get a random item from the shop for free. Spell knockback 50% or liquid carrying. I'm going to go with Bloodthirsty Gaze because that's going to help not only fill up our Seed of Greed, but it's also going to just help us recover HP in the long run. Timid. Unable to cast spells for 5 seconds upon entering a room. Why not? We get ourselves a relic, which is Merlin's Boot. We get 4 MP upon enemy death, which is quite common. And we can do this to quickly get ourselves a cleared of that effect. There we go. There we go. Took a bit, but we managed to do it. And we're slowly getting back our shield, which is from the, where is it? The Treant's Shoulder Guard. A nice little addition, to say the least. We've got 65 coins at this point. I think it's high time that we go to the shop and see what we can get. For us, we are going to want the keys, ideally. We can't really roll anything else, but we could get the Ripple Wand if we so desire. MP cost is 150 times, spells have a 5% chance of immediately replenishing upon casting, and there's a 20% chance to end its own cooldown. For us, I don't think it's wise that we go with this, but we can certainly buy ourselves some shield. This will just help us in the long run. And whether we get this or not, we're probably not going to get it. As it stands, we're just better off without, I think. To that end, do we want to do that? No. We'll abstain from that. Okay, recover. Wait for the laser. Easy peasy. And we have been given another laser and another fuse. As it stands, we're probably going to reach a point where we're going to have to go to a forge. This is just so we can reforge everything and then get something better. Alternatively, we can go to the shop, but there's no reason to, so... Wait for them to close up and then come out. Okay, recover. Here we go. Hey, there we go. We'll do this so that we get the coins. There we go. We've got 3 keys, so we should be able to easily just go into here without too much issue. Ah, boy, we've got this. Okay, so the trick with this is that you basically got to stay in the corners to avoid the flames if you want to quickly grab these, or you can just circle around them. So you could do this, potentially. Like that. And then what you do here is... Nearly. Okay. There we go. Took a little, but we managed to get ourselves a Skull of Cthulhu. For our occasion, we're just going to drop the Pillar of Light. This is useless to us. And we are going to go over to this area, I guess. I could go for the health, but we've got plenty of shield that I think will be fine. At least fine enough that we'll be able to make something work here. Alright, so for changes, we're going to just recycle these into something. Okay, we've got Venom Crystal Plus. This is a good replacement. We are going to roll the dice here. We get Wand Spirit, which is... It basically possesses your wand and allows it to cast for you. We don't need that. Not at the moment. Ray of Disintegration is a fun one. And might even be our way forward. But I'm going to say no, simply because Laser holds more potential. We can use Charge Mode, which will reduce the MP cost. And ultimately make the... Well, it'll do that, basically. And while it's more consistent, it does reduce the cost a little bit, which makes it nice. But it won't have that explosive potential like 0.01, as stated, so... While nice, not good enough. Black Hole's interesting. But we're going to go with the Multi-Shot Plus, that's for sure. And I've ran out of cash, so I can't really do much else. So yeah, off to the next relic area, until I get some more cash. Yes, I could have stuck with the charge, it would have been more reliable, but... I mean, come on. If I could do this, I'd do this. Alright, we get a few things, but we are definitely going to want this. This is going to increase our damage by every 3 coins we hold. This won't matter a lot, but it's going to matter a lot in the long term. And we get the Reaper Mask, which gives us a 1% chance to instantly kill non-boss units, which is nice. We're actually getting really far, I must admit. Farther than I expected. Yeah, no, this is my first run in. Completely new save. It's ridiculous. I don't have any of the modifiers that I would normally have. And yeah, no, this is doing... Oh god. Yeah, no, I wasn't expecting this to be this bad. This quickly. Okay. Well, that was quick. Okay. Well, now I can show off the Scarlet Room because I have such a shield amount. Okay, before I do go further, let's first figure out what I'm going to bring with us. As it stands, none of these really appeal to me to any degree. I could probably go with Shapeshifter, though, and get some serious, ridiculous combos going off. The issue is the cooldown casting is the big issue. I'm gonna go with Shapeshifter here. This is just gonna give us more mana regen. It means our crit rate and final damage are gonna be different, but it'll be good enough, I would say. It's slow, which is the bummer, but there are ways to mitigate that issue if it wasn't already obvious. So we just got to find a way to mitigate that, or at the very least, find a way to make that happen. The best I can do right now is just overlay over the overscatter here, which will bring it down to a reasonable 0.5, which is just enough. Some Scarlet Relics. Huh? It's rumored that only those who defeat monsters without a scratch get to see it. But you can't just grab it unless you're strong enough. I can go 3 days without sleeping, okay? Yeah. Mind you, this is the normal laser. This is not the Ray of Disintegration. Laser has its perks. It really just comes down to personal choice on how you use it. But once the casting rate of this goes up through the roof, we'll be fine. We're actually got a crit rate of 70% with this, so technically we can deal double damage. It's not a lot, but it's a lot. It's a decent amount. For us, though, we've got 100 HP currently, so we do need to decide which we're going to go for. I'm going to go with the risky option and go for Soulborn Mantle, leaving me with 1 HP. But I will gain 20 shield, and I gain 1 shield point for every 3 enemies killed. Paired that with my Treant Soul Regards, which is 6 upon entering a door, and we'll slowly build up a temporary HP build. It's not perfect, but it will get the job done. God, the spread is ridiculous, though, on this, so that is the only flaw with this build. So we can't really aim, is the problem with this whole ordeal. And the issue in this area is that we can't actually rebound, so it's not as useful. So in our best interests, I think we swap rebound for some more accuracy. Although, even that's not going to help. We should probably actually double down on the accuracy. That's going to reduce it down to a scatter of 70. It does mean that our castings are a little slower, but will be a little bit more accurate to some extent. Although I suppose I could just go wacky with it and double down on this speed, but I don't think that's going to help, really. Yeah, I don't... although, what I could do, I could just double down on these. Let's, see. If I do this, paired it with that, and I do this. Yeah, we'll just rock with this. This is as best I'm gonna get. You're showing me something new. Been ages since anyone came through this passage. Passage? This wasteland's called a passage. That's what those darn mages called it back in the day. 100 years ago, those mages opened up to this catch-a-glint of the ancient god they worshipped. Their stupid deeds granted them nothing but some giant weird creatures, because those things couldn't fit through the passage. They sent their minions to wreak havoc on the human worlds. Now with everything going AWOL, both inside and out are crawling with monsters. Gotta watch your step here. So we haven't reached the final boss yet. I'm feeling unstoppable now. Don't stand a chance. I do regret giving up my previous one, though. But we'll be able to fix that in due time, so... it's no big deal. Once we get our cast speed up, it's going to be ridiculously powerful, so we'll be good. At the very least, the spread will be constantly maintained, so it's good. Okay. Oh god, where was I? Just fire blindly. We'll live, I think. Oh, there we go. The Seed of Greed actually triggered. That's good. Ow. Yeah, no, I'm taking some stupid hits. I can't really help that now. Oh well. Alright, let's see. I guess the increase to damage would be nice, but that's actually not going to help us that much with our build. So it would be in our better interest to actually get something like Ember Heart or Electrified Crown, given the circumstances. I'm gonna go with Emberheart because I think that's more reliable long term. And we can actually increase its radius in time, so it's not all that bad. Until then, though, we're gonna go into here. And, oh boy. So, just so you're aware, I do have issues with these puzzles here and there, but luckily, it wasn't that bad. And we got really lucky. Oh no. Okay, so Arcane Nova. Yeah, no, this is gonna get really ridiculous really quickly now. Okay. There we go. Well, we've solved our problem of casting at least. Now, if we just dumb down the loss of accuracy... Actually, no, the accuracy's actually killing it a little bit. So no, we need to actually have the scatter increase significantly, like this. Oh god, what have I done? Alright, well, we've got our build, to some extent. Alright, so we've only got 6 coins, so there's no point in going to the shop, so I guess we'll just go get spells. There we go. Yeah, problem solved. And here's me thinking that our previous one was stupid. Nope, we've just made it worse. Oh, lovely, we got Overscatter again. Alright, well, we don't need the umbilical cord. We don't really need the Venom Crystal, so we'll just take that in replacement. Do we really need that? Not really. Yeah, let's just go hard into the Overscatter here and just reduce it even further. There we go. At this point, I'm going to warn the stream, hey, if you are sensitive to flashing lights, probably don't be here. Alright, let's get some coins. There we go. God. And of course it's my first run in this game, like, well, first run of the day. And I haven't even gotten into the game proper yet, so this is ridiculous. Alright, let's see. Do I need to refresh anything right now? I guess at this point Emberheart is kind of useless, so we should probably refresh that. Well, actually, no. The Seed of Greed has actually used its purpose, so we actually can just recycle that to get ourselves the Prospector Glove. Well, hey. There we go. Oh god, I can't see. Probably the only problem with the game. If you go a bit too hard, you can't see anything, so be prepared for that. Well, it's gonna be hilarious if there is extra dialogue for me going there, if I beat the boss here. There we go. Yeah, let's see. Well, no reason to stand on Ceremony. I guess we'll go with Prospector Pick. The more damage, the better, after all. We're up to an increase of 17, that'll do. Let's go in here, see if there's anything. Oh boy. Let's see. Let's start with this. And we can open this if we really want to, but I'm not going to just yet. MP cost increase, scatter increase. I'm gonna go with this because we can actually scatter without too much issue. MP cost? Nah. Do we really want to suffer move speed penalties? Not really. I'm just going to take this. And I guess that would be enough. Yes, I could go through all the chests and risk it for the biscuit. But I don't think for this run we should. We'll just abstain for now. Alright, to the HP boost we go. Yes, I'm probably missing out on all the coins I could have gotten, but we're going to get coins regardless if we kill enemies, so we'll be fine. Besides, just in case we get any other chests, we can snag them real quick. Oh, that potion actually might be a damage up, isn't it? Nope, but it randomly upgrades a relic. So it's just as good. Alright, let's see what we upgrade. We upgraded Ember Heart, increasing its radius. Perfect. Get the more HP. And we can choose to access the shop if we so desire. I don't think we want to, not with this build, so let's just go in here. There we go. Nearly got pulled away. Alrighty. We get... Oh boy, charge! Well, if there was any way to make this even more ridiculous, this would be the way, wouldn't it? Huh. Whether... We can't actually put it in our build, though, is the problem. Like, we do need the poison. I don't... Yeah, we do use the chain lightning quite a bit. It spreads it even more ridiculously. For now, let's drop the Venom Crystal. We'll take the charge, and we'll see what we can cook up in the... we could reduce damage by 10%, couldn't we? We're not doing that much damage anyways, so it wouldn't be that big of a loss, so... We'll do that. Removes all... Ah. I missed out on a very powerful tool. Ah, well. Yeah, no, I guess that's that. We'll just go into here now. There we go. Before I do go, let's see. Can I merge anything? No, I cannot. Okay, we've got charge mode here. Do I want to merge it or convert it into a multi-shot? Well, the damage boost is nice, but we don't really need it. We'll get rid of the Venom Crystal for something else. There we go. We don't really need Rebound anymore. I can lose the Precise Shot. There we go. Create ourselves a bonus Chain Lightning. This is going to increase our damage by a little bit. Okay. Well, if there was one way to make this worse, it would definitely be the automatic navigate. 1 second. Alright, give me a moment. I need to do something real quick, but we will be back shortly. Alright, apologies for the delay, I'm now back. Just had to do something real quick. Alright, so let's see. So now we've got the automatic navigate. This basically allows us to track. Now the question is what I replace it with. I guess I could sack this. And I could do this. But yeah, that'll do that, so that'll make it way better. It'll hone in on the target, making the attacks all the more personalized. But I think I can do a little bit more with it. So let's see what I can do else here. I guess let's get rid of the magic reservoir here. Hey, perfect. Just what I needed. That's really all I need to get done. So now we've got a bonus to our lasers a little bit. This is going to give us a crit rate of 95. So we're going to guarantee crits almost all the time here, which is perfect. And if we ever need it, we can also use damage boosts. But I'm going to save the rest of my coins so that way we can at least keep ourselves somewhat increased to damage. But very clear that this is going to be a very wacky build. There we go. Get some HP, and now we're going to be facing the mini-boss. We do need to take more curses in order to get rid of all 5 curses, so I'm going to quickly do that. There we go. So yeah, we just need to get one more curse and then we're basically good. Oh, it's this guy. Well, that was easy. Absolutely demolished. Perfect. We get ourselves a plus laser and another mimicry cube. In fact, it's a slightly better mimicry cube, so we can actually do overscatter here and make this cast even faster. Now, if I could reduce the cost, that would also be ideal, but I don't think we're going to get that luxury anytime soon. God, this first build's stupid. Oh, but it's fun. It's fun indeed. Deducts 30% of current HP to gain a corresponding amount of coins. We'll just grab that because that's going to help our damage a little bit. And then we'll go for this. Let's see. We are going to go with the... I'm going to say Soulborn Armor because this will help us in the long run. Or at the very least, it will help us overcome the final boss. God. If I can increase my movement speed, I think I'll be better off for it, but we can only do so much, so no matter. At least our damage output's coming up nicely. So we're up to a 37, which is pretty nice. Okay, I guess we're gonna get some new spells. That was easy. Well, yeah, no, I've got the build for this run at least. God, this is stupid. And we get the third multi-shot, so technically we can double down on the multi-shots if we wanted. I don't think we have to, though. But it is nice. But we do got a sizable amount of shield, which has been carrying us quite a bit. This room, huh? I don't think this is a room that we can actually handle. Well, I could try, to be fair. Bugger it. Let's do it. 25 seconds of just dodging. Ow. 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 They did. They did. They covered my ass. That's for sure. Let's get rid of Orbit, and let's go with Track. Track is actually a very interesting one. That will just allow us to target anywhere in the area. Now, while it is tempting to do that, I kind of like the spontaneousness of just having it fly everywhere, so we're going to stick with this build here. But if this were any other situation, I'd probably use the Track situation. But hey, one build at a time. Let's see, more damage or more health? Yeah, exactly. Although, I have been seen to be using Navigate all the same regardless of the circumstances, so it really just depends. I guess for when we do get to the final boss, I will use the Track, but for now, we don't really need to. We should be fine, I think. Okay, grab these, there we go. Let's see, I guess we want to go... I could merge these if I wanted to, recycle these into something else. Nah, at this point, let's just focus on getting HP. I think we're strong enough as is. Yes, we could be stronger, but we don't need to be that strong right now. And that is our 5th curse. And now we can remove it with the Tears of Goddess. Bada boom. Oh yeah, no, most definitely. That's sort of what I'm banking on. I wasn't actually expecting it to get this ridiculous with the shields, but Treant Shoulder Guard is really putting in work. More than I thought originally. And paired with the Soul Bone armor, it's really catching up. So it's sure to get ridiculous. There we go. Okay, we're gonna go into the secret room, see what is there. Oh boy, this puzzle. Oh, whoops. There we go. Oh boy. Okay, the game really wants me to track, huh? Not sure why, but okay. God, gotta love it. Yeah, these guys stand no chance. Damn. What is this? This is... Oh boy. Reduce current HP to 1, converting the lost HP to max HP. Well, we've got a big enough shield that I can afford using it, so why not, right? Well, I've resolved the room problems another time. The worst part is I don't need the finite gauntlets, or the finite gloves. I don't need that. It'd be really funny to get, but we don't need it. Oh god. I would love that. Although, it would be even better if I went Alchemist, though. If I personally believe anything. Well, we are forced to choose between Shop and a Forge, so I'm gonna go Processing. So let's just go with it. Grab the coins here just to increase our damage a slight bit more. Not that we really need to. Craft that into a +2. We've got +2 3 different types. Yeah, no, Alchemist is broken as hell. I always try and mix it up myself, so that way I'm not playing the same repetitive thing. With this instance, I don't think I need the split, do I? Although it would be better if I did have the split, because that actually gives me the more variety, I think, right? Although it doesn't do the lasers, does it? I'll stick with double multi-shot for now, see how that works. Oh, but we're finding the final boss now. Yeah, if we double down on the stars and lasers, it would just increase... It basically... Yeah, it gives us 2 more times with it, so... Instead of casting 1, it just casts 5. And this just casts ridiculous amounts, so there you go. We need a plus that is normal. Which is a bummer, because I don't think I have that aside from the plus overscatter, huh? I could sack the plus overscatter and try and aim for a laser, but I don't think that's the right play. Yeah, I think we're just gonna swap to this and see how we play out. Yeah, no, I think track is the best course here, and we're just gonna spam that and see how that works. I could do more with it, but this is the best I'm gonna get. Alright. Indescribable, first time in, first run. Alright. Halfway through already. Alright, third stage, here we go. Well, I didn't even take damage. Lovely. God, that's my first run in. Alright. Let's interact. Uh-huh. That's it. Must be a genius. No one's come back from that passage. It's shrouded in mystery. I've got a bad feeling. The ancient gods from the legends don't look like this. They're more... imposing. Imposing? That's an odd choice of words. By the way, what is this? It's alive. I sense powerful mana emanating from it. Since we've reached the end, why not take it back for study? It might reveal something valuable. Well, first run in, that's what we get. God, that was stupid. But, you know what? these sorts of runs happen all the time in this game, so it's not too surprising. Alright. Where's that guy? He hasn't come back yet. Didn't he go to the bathroom? I hope he didn't fall in. You've reached the deepest part of the passage? Remarkable. Returning from there alive. Incredible. I wouldn't have dared to approach that area. Hero, what is this thing you've brought back? I have no idea. Thought I'd see if it's edible. Foolish. How could you even consider eating something like this? This thing looks abnormal at first glance. Suggest we dispose of it. Oh. Oh, is this a demon? Oh, she's human. A human sacrifice offered by those pilgrims. It appears to be true. They sacrificed young girls for magic flower. But why does she look like a demon? It seems the sacrifice ritual was interrupted, leaving this girl in a state between human and demon. Where am I? Am I still alive? So, who are you guys? Hello? Hero. The fact that trapped Lillian holds significant research value. I extracted something from the remaining fragments. Chaos Core. I hope you can use it. Also, I've got some new research here. Come check it out when you have time. Okay, yeah, so first run in. That was fun. I have to admit, you're a bit stronger than I expected. Just a bit? You fool. It's far from over. They tricked me. Me alone there. My last memory is being surrounded by monsters. How could they do that to a lovely girl like you? Just having my life back is a blessing. Oh, is it the hero you mentioned? Hero, I heard you saved me. I hope my current appearance won't frighten you. Seriously, what could be cooler than a tentacle girl? Slurp. Ugh. I can no longer fight, but I possess knowledge of the ancient god. With enough chaotic cores, I can grant you access to more potent spells during your adventures. So, yeah, who are you guys? Hero, ever since you rescued Lillian, the monsters in the forest have grown more hostile. Something seems to be stirring in the distance, affecting the creatures of this world. Please, be cautious with venturing out. Yeah, will do. Who are you guys? So yeah, no, basically what this does is it basically skips the dialogue between these two, I guess. And you don't get introduced to this guy. It basically all culminates to one thing. Which is kind of funny to think about. As for what we're going to go with, I'm just going to quickly go with Spell Focus. This is just a reliable choice for the short term. We got a few other things here and there, so if you want that, it's there. As for what we're going to go with, I think ideally... We're first going to grab the shortcut. This is going to help us in our runs for the foreseeable future. And we should probably get a keychain to increase our key capacity. That'll help us for the short term. We are going to grab an extra wand slot. This is going to help us in the long term. And let's grab some inventory slots, I suppose. We'll get more inventory slots because we did have the issue of inventory, and this will help us carry a lot more. So long term, that's going to help. Let's change our appearance. And personally, I prefer the little TV. This is just my personal choice for Avatar. And yeah. I guess this is going to be the first run, and I'm going to quickly end the recording, and we'll be moving on to the second run in a moment. So give me a hot moment.